So if
that's
Louisville
still
plays Georgia Tech for the championship, how are you
and
going to
Louisville.
leave out an 11-1 Georgia Tech? Because that means they beat Georgia, right? And then Louisville beats them in the championship. So you know at that point, Louisville's in, Georgia Tech is in, and you just said, you're out of your own words, Miami's in. That's
Yeah, and
3
that's the only
ACC
scenario
Yeah,
I
teams.
but
do
I
think
don't
a
think
three
in that
in.
case, I
So
don't think the loser of the ACC championship will get in. The loser's not getting in. If it's those teams, the
So
loser's not.
let's take a little bit of revisionist history. Last year, using what you just said, Clemson beats SMU in the ACC championship. Clemson gets in. Didn't SMU get in as well?
Yeah, but SMU was undefeated. That's the thing. All these teams have one loss.
But
SMU
we're
was
talking
undefeated.
about a Georgia Tech team that's undefeated losing in the ACC. That's the same scenario.
But no,
Last year they
we didn't.
set a precedent. They are
Yeah.
not kicking out a team that had to play that extra game in a conference championship with a loss. We are not kicking them out of the playoffs because they're good enough to get there and into their conference championship, which is big for the committee. We're not kicking them out. So you right off the bat, you can almost say I've got 8 teams committed by making to a conference championship.
I
Everybody's
think in
giving
the
me these
scenario that
blank
you laid out,
stares like I'm crazy. I don't think I
I think your
am.
scenario is the only one where the
All right,
ACC
but
gets
in
three
I
that
teams.
know I'm not
And
crazy.
even then, like who
Huh?
knows? Maybe Georgia Tech goes in there 11-1, and then because they had a loss against Georgia, I'm assuming that. I think, say Georgia Tech beats Georgia, Georgia's probably out then. Yeah, but I don't know.
No, that means Georgia is 10-2. And who's gonna say they have a better strength of record than Georgia at 10-2? Notre Dame? I don't think so. We just said their best win is USC.
I think that not the
See, listen. In your scenario, you had Georgia Tech losing the ACC championship. So you in that scenario that you laid out, who did you have winning the ACC?
Well, we've already said that Miami can't get in, right, to the ACC championship. So that means it's either Virginia or Louisville, and we're saying the better of those two teams is Louisville with a win over Miami already, playing an undefeated or one-loss Georgia Tech for the championship of the ACC.
Okay,
Yeah.
if that exact scenario happens, they will get 3 teams in. However, I don't think that's the only parameter in which they get 3 is in that exact scenario. But that exact scenario happening is more unlikely
yeah.
to not
I think if
happen.
Georgia Tech is
More
the
likely
champion
to
of the
not happen than
ACC,
for it to happen.
it's just them in Miami.
Okay. Well, guys, there's still plenty of football to go. You play 12 games. We've already played 8. There's four more games to go for every team, plus a championship.